We go now to our correspondent in the field.
Look, I'm promising you a piece of the action. Your name's going to be up there in bright lights. You're going to be flickering on screens all across the planet. All you got to do is sleep with the director. Oh, I'm serious.
No way.
Oh, listen, that's the scene, man. That's the way it's done. You got to start somewhere.
No way.
Today, Two Birds takes you deep into the world of the neotropical jungle. We are reporting live from the mountains of Puerto Rico, surrounded by thousands of acres of luxurious rainforest. Our host, Rusty Coburn, knows better than most the challenges facing the sustainability of this rich, complex ecosystem. He lives and works in the heart of the jungle as forest ranger for the Icaco Valley, part of a rainforest enrichment program in the Patias district. He oversees a stunning landscape of lush green, steep slopes, and spiraling waterfalls. Life in the jungle is never easy. This district receives over 200 inches of rain each year. They don't call it a rainforest for nothing.
Dan, this has got to be the most beautiful place on Earth.
But there's trouble in paradise. How can a precious jewel like the Icaco Valley survive on a small tropical island teeming with 4.5 million people? The unique access of Two Birds Productions allows us to join this dedicated volunteer in the field, going about his daily tasks. We asked Mr. Coburn to tell us about the challenges and opportunities facing rainforest sustainability.
Well, I'd have to say the most immediate challenge is to figure out just what it is you're seeing and where the hell you are. It's a completely unfamiliar ecosystem. There's a fair amount of rote work of back to camp and IDing the samples after out in the field. I spent some time talking with local arborists. This is my friend Andre, who taught me a lot about the native hardwoods, their propagation techniques, planting techniques. But on balance, there's really no substitute for time spent out in the field, rubbing shoulders with the jungle, traversing landscape, taking samples. This is a native hardwood which was brought down by Hurricane Hugo over 15 years ago, and its hardwood is still just as hard as a rock. It's a handsome, rich brown chocolate wood. I'll take it back to camp and see if I can't ID it. Rainforests produce wood, and any model of sustainability must take that into account. Any decisions as far as culling or planting need to be predicated on the implications for the larger ecosystem, the watershed. Same goes for planting. I favor pocket planting. That means perhaps shifting a seedling from a disadvantaged place into a hole in the canopy where a large tree has come down, or introducing something that you think might work in that region with a light touch on a case-by-case basis.
This is a morellon. Its Latin name is Cocolaba pubescens, and well, you can see why. But it's a native hardwood, grows to about 70 feet.
You're on your own. Good luck.
Rats.
But it does take a fair amount of blood, sweat, toil, and tears to really get to know the ecosystem. Just traversing the landscape in order to see it up close and personal. This stream, for example, it looks real sweet now, but when the heavy rains come, look out. And then the hurricanes come and knock whole forests down. It's not an easy landscape. These are down on the bottoms now. Further up, the slopes are 95 degrees, it feels like, and you're hanging on with all fours. My destination today is a grove of bamboo about 30 minutes upstream, but along the way I'll stop and take some samples. Well, this is our soil here, very thin, rather poor clay, top of a lot of rock and sand. It's a shifting landscape. This entire slope gave way just last week, bringing down these trees. Along the way I'll take samples like this 120-foot Bucayo gigante with its characteristic snails on the side. It's also known for its pungent bark. But I need to be working my way further upstream In order to find this grove, I need a center pole for a field kitchen that I'm building. And as you get higher up into the upper reaches of the valley, the trails disappear altogether and the slopes are very steep and muddy. All right, this is what I was looking for. I finally managed to muscle the long pole down a steep cliff face down into the riverbed from where I can make my way back to camp more easily. I'd rather walk on the wet, slippery boulders than the steep, muddy slopes. The big challenge is really to make it all work, both economically and ecologically, and that's my final destination. Here I am returning back to camp. I'll have just about enough time to get washed up in the river and scare up something for dinner before it'll be nearly dark. The night, needless to say, can be rather long, especially if it's been raining for days on end, but right now the weather's just fine and everything's got a real sparkle to it.
Hello? Hello?
And let's rejoin Two Birds correspondent Molly Robertson.
Thanks, Dan. We're shooting live from the rainforest in Patillas, Puerto Rico.
Our host, Rusty Coburn, lives and works in the heart of the jungle as forest ranger for the Icaco Valley.
The distribution of the species
I spoke with Rusty about how his work in the valley began.
The first thing I did was to establish a field station in the lower part of the valley here, which kind of controls the access to the valley. And I began by doing a whole lot of nothing. That is to say, I looked at the lay of the land, I walked the land, I tried to get a feeling for the species distribution, what was going on with the water systems and the erosion in that.
So what about the health of the rainforest?
Well, as far as stewardship goes, it's, you do the obvious things. You have tree miners coming in here taking out high-value species, you have people coming in fishing out or poisoning out for the crab and crustaceans in the river. You have, of course, yams being harvested. You have a big problem is you also have horses being pushed into here, and they graze it, and they really change the ecosystem a lot. So the obvious things with stewardship is all these pressures from the outside. You maintain the pressure against that, and you sort of hold your own. But it's really only half the equation. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized if you're talking about any long-term future, really passing on something of wealth, you have to ensure the economic future of a piece of property like this. I even thought, well, okay, eco-tourism, eco-treks. I'll take you on a walk. I'll get as close to the jungle as you ever want to go, and teach you jungle skills as you go, and experience primitive but elegant. And so I've started that, and that's in order to do that. If you'd like to contact me for that, you do www.twobirdsproductions.com, and if you're willing to sponsor enough with that, hell, there's no depth to which I won't sink. There's no height to which I won't soar. That's www.twobirdsproductions.com to arrange for an eco tour or.
Okay, cut.
Huh?
Mr. Coburn, you can't go soliciting for your own business on air. This is a news story, human interest, the environment.
Yeah. Okay.
So, this isn't live?
Well, I'm live, but they do the final edit back at the studio. And let's roll.
Yeah, I think you can see it better if you look here at the map. Now, we're down in here. The buffer zone for the so-called autonomous zone lies up to the north. It was established, I guess it was 2012 or 2013. Now, as far as I'm told, this is uninhabited, though rumors do exist about isolated communities that manage to mutate themselves out from under extinction, usually crystallizing around some charismatic individual or idea, the so-called remnants.
Then you do think the remnants exist?
I'm not sure they exist. I've never seen one.
And of course, to the west is Zone 4, and we know that there are no Homo sapiens have survived there, period. No surviving humanoids there at all.
So do you believe in the existence of Zone 7 and 8?
No, but I don't see what that has to do with Icaco Valley.
It's human interest. After all, you are living right out here next to the buffer zone. But continue.
The valley drains this entire watershed. Now we've got including the Carite up here. To the south, down here is the Mulas, and the Patias Reservoir lies right over here, and the town of Patias on the coast here. So whatever we do, we got to keep the water clean for these folks downstream.
Fascinating stuff. But I'm curious, how do the economics of all this work?
Well, the earth giveth and the earth taketh away.
Cut.
What's wrong?
I can't put that on the air, Mr. Coburn.
Why not?
Frankly, it's starting to sound rather weird.
Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, that would be great.
You want something to drink?
Oh, sure, thanks.
Follow me. Yeah, we're primitive up here, but we don't live like animals. In fact, I can offer you the champagne of the jungle, coconut water.
Well, what are these?
Those are chocolate. Cacao beans.
Not very glamorous.
Hey, this is how we keep it cheap. This is how we live.
We're not in the glamour biz, ma'am. We leave that to Hollywood.
Look, I'm just a local affiliate.
You like coconut?
I don't think I've ever had it like that.
Oh, you're in for a treat. Champagne du coco, mademoiselle?
No thanks.
Maybe you'd like a glass with that? Et voilà.
I don't think so, Mr. Coburn.
No?
Let's go ahead and finish up now.
As you wish.
Y'all ready?
Good to go.
Roll tape.
Okay, where was I? Okay, so as an integral, complex ecological system, as a watershed, as a filtration system, it's generating enormous amounts of wealth. And now you've seen how I've lived. You've seen the work that I'm doing, and I'm doing it on nothing, on next to nothing. And believe me, you should just, the most direct way you can help the rainforest is to send money to me to survive, because then I'll keep this show on the road. I promise you that. So I'm asking
That about
you to
wraps
reach
it up for us today.
deep
We're
into your
just
hearts,
about out of
deep
time.
into your pockets. And, you know, if you send enough, I'll put your name on it, or I'll put an episode, give you an episode, or I'll make sure that your contribution is used effectively, because that's the work I do. So there. I've had my say. You can do what you want.
I hope you got a good lawyer, Mr. Coburn. You're gonna need one. You don't go ambushing journalists in this day and age.
I got nothing, lady.
Next time you see me here, Mr. Coburn, I'll be doing an expose on you. I think you're nothing but a fake! A big fake!
I didn't ask you to come here, lady.
And you! Who do you think you're working for, huh? Turn that goddamn camera off! Let's get our bags. Come on, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, next up is the pool scene. So if you could just slip out of the clothes and hop on into the water, we'll go ahead and shoot that.
What? Take off my clothes? You didn't say anything about that. That wasn't in the job description.
Well, look, you want to be in the movies or don't you?
You know, this is Two Birds Productions. We all have to do everything.
I don't think so. Gosh.
Who's out there?
What's going on? What the hell's going on here?